Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Rob Tomlinson, DishNet34 here, welcoming you to today's episode of This Week in Perfect Team, episode number 207. It is our first baseball reference series episode. Hopefully everyone is having a great week so far. Everyone having a great Thursday. You know, it's the first day actually of my town festival going on today, so I'm gonna be busy the next few days. So send your thoughts to send thoughts to your boy here. Real quick, we're gonna talk about some programming notes a little bit here. But I am going to be going on vacation starting this Sunday night, so I'm looking forward to that. But there will be some changes with the broadcast schedule. We will get to those in a little bit. But man, there's some exciting stuff going on, both in my life and also with Perfect Team going on today. Hopefully y'all are looking to this one, because this has some fun cards in it. I think this is gonna be some very interesting stuff today. Some very fun cards from all different places here today. So let's get going here today. We're going to start off real quick with an LE card update. The only one we have available in packs right now at this moment as of 11 a.m. is Jose Oquendo, 75 overall second baseman from the 1988 St. Louis Cardinals. 22 out of the 100 copies of this card have been pulled at this point, so there's still some time. If you have not gotten this card out of the pack yet, there is still time to do so. Alrighty. Yep, the secret weapon, Jose Oquendo. You know, he's got a lot of positions that he can play, which, you know, that's some good versatility right there. Alright, so I mentioned at the top of the show that there's going to be some programming notes that we're going to talk about. Let's do that real quick. So, if you may indulge me for a little bit on why we are talking about these programming notes. So, next week, I'm going to be on vacation. Like I said, it's a little bit of a special vacation, I guess. It's sort of a work vacation as well, but like fun work and not like the journalism work. So, the thing is, next week, I am going to be the play-by-play broadcaster for the baseball event at the 2023 Olympic Virtual, no, not Olympic Virtual Series, the Olympic Esports Series, which is happening over in Singapore. So, that requires me to be gone for a week, and therefore we have to make some changes to the schedule here a little bit. So, this week in Perfect Team, there will be a guest host for next Thursday's stream. I will be returning on Thursday, June 29th. As for the Friday Showdown, at this point, we are still planning on having a new episode tomorrow night. However, with Town Festival stuff, that could change. Stay tuned for further details. Now, they'll definitely be returning after Friday, on Friday, June 30th. Since I'm going to be gone next week and all that good stuff. And now for the Perfect League World Series, it's going to be a little bit of an interesting little scenario because I leave on Sunday night, which means, and the airport I'm flying out of is about 3 hours away, so it's going to be a little bit interesting. So Sunday night for me is going to be occupied with traveling in planes for 21 hours. So Perfect League World Series for this Sunday will not be broadcast, at least by me. I don't know if anyone on the team is going to want to do the World Series, but we'll see what happens. But for as of now, I will be returning to host the Perfect League World Series on Sunday, July 2nd. So it's going to be a little bit of an interesting schedule for the next week or so, but hopefully you can understand why we're talking about these programming notes today. And I see some congratulations in the chat. Thank you so much. It's a fantastic honor for me to, be able to, actually do a professional broadcasting job for the first time in my life. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little bit nervous, but I hope everything is gonna be just fine. All right, folks. Well, that's really all the news and notes that we have for you tonight, but let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of tonight, or today, I should say. Baseball Reference Series 1. Yes, we are bringing a new content partnership with cards of MLB players with some great college careers. Now, take a look at this note right here. We decided to have a little bit of fun with these cards here. So tonight's card ratings are going to be based on the college careers of the players shown. So we're going to have some pretty interesting stuff going on today. So let's talk a little bit about what the Baseball Reference Series is. Now, Baseball Reference Series is a multi-part perfect team content theme with our great friends at Baseball Reference and the entire Sports Reference organization. Now, we're going to have multiple series of cards along different themes throughout the content cycle. So the Baseball Reference Series, not just going to be about college players. We're going to have different themes with these series throughout the entire content cycle. And there's some very good card art to boot as well. So today's cards are going to be the first series we'll be releasing. I'm not 100% sure how many series we're going to have. I think we're going to have at least a few of them throughout the cycle. So this is a card set, I've been looking forward to as well. And does OOTP 24 have a ping sound when these hitters make contact? I mean, they might as well. I mean, that'd be pretty fun. Just think of them like, hey, we're bringing an aluminum bat to a wood bat fight. Let's freaking go. But either way, these are going to be some fun cards here tonight. And by the way, since this set is partnered through our good friends at Baseball Reference, we got to talk a little bit about StatHead Baseball, powered by Baseball Reference. Oh man, it is a fantastic service for all of your statistical needs, not just for baseball, but for football, for basketball, for hockey. We just had the Stanley Cup Finals wrap up. We had the NBA Finals wrap up. Baseball is the only sport in town right now, folks. Let's freaking go. And you can use code 23OOTP25 at checkout to save $25 off an annual baseball or all sports subscription through StatHead. And there's a lot of great stuff you can do with StatHead. You can practically put in anything and it'll spit out some stats for you. Pretty dang cool stuff right here. Offer expires very, very soon. I mean, look at that date down there at the bottom, of the screen there. It expires July 1st. If you have not gotten your hands on this spectacular discount, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? $25 off? That's a doggone good deal in my book. You can use code 23OOTP25 at checkout. That is StatHead Baseball, powered by Baseball Reference. All right, folks, let's talk about some great college players that had some time in Major League Baseball, because the College World Series, it's coming up very, very soon. Oh gosh, how many teams go into the College World Series? 8? 16? I think it's 8. Not 100% sure. But the top teams in college baseball will be duking it out for the NCAA title here in just a little bit. But let's talk about some players of college past, I guess we should call it. Okay, so it is 8. All right. Let's talk about some players of college past. We have plenty of cards to go through here tonight. And we're going to start out with some silver cards today. And today we start with 73 overall lefty starter. Now, what you're going to see on these cards is that there will be a major league team and a major league year that they put that are on the card, but the stats, the ratings on the card are going to be based on their college career. I believe we have 25 cards in total. We're going to be showing 15 of them to you here today. So here we go, folks. The first card on the day is going to be 73 overall lefty starter Danny Holtzen from the 2019 Chicago Cubs and a 2009 to 2011 denizen of the University of Virginia. 74 stuff, 73 movement, 67 homer rating, 83 pitcher BABIP, 78 on the control. A little bit better against lefties than he is against righties. 83 stuff, 77 movement, 70 homer rating, 94 pitcher BABIP, and 80 on the control. Kind of serviceable against righties if you really look closely at it, but, still a little bit better against lefties here. 68 stamina, 63 on the hold runners. Fastball, slider, changeup, sinker combo on this one. Man, Danny Holtzen, he was a stud coming out of college. Just had a lot of injuries derail his career. He was drafted by the Mariners at number 2 in 2011 from the University of Virginia, where he had a fantastic college career, 32-5 with a 2.08 career ERA, 11 strikeouts per 9, and 2.1 walks per 9 in college. That's some good rate stats right there. He was the ACC Freshman of the Year for the University of Virginia in the 2009 season. Went 12-3 with a 1.37 ERA in his junior year, which led him to be drafted number 2 by the Mariners. Like some of these seasons for him. Let me just take a look at this here. Freshman year, he had a 2.17 ERA and a 9-1 record. He went 11-1 in his sophomore year in 2010 with a 2.78 ERA. That senior year, though, a 1.37 ERA with 165 strikeouts in 118 innings pitched. Pretty darn good stuff. And yeah, he was drafted second behind Garrett Cole. Now, Danny Holtzen, his MLB career was very short-lived. He is currently a coach on the Chicago Cubs right now, but he did have a cup of coffee with the Southsiders, with the Northsiders, I should say, in 2019. Went 3 1/3 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks in 6 games for the Cubs. So Danny Holtzen, this is a very solid silver card right here, if you ask me. Not much of a hitter, though. 15 contact. You don't need to worry about the hitting on that. But either way, Danny Holtzen from the 2019 Chicago Cubs is in. Perfect Team 24. And by the way, can we just shout out the card art real quick? That is some clean looking card art right there. Thanks to our great designer Daniel for putting together this card art. It is some fantastic stuff. All right, next up. Now, I talked a little bit in the Discord a little bit. Someone mentioned that they were looking for some Oregon State cards today. Well, and I said that there is going to be at least one Oregon State alum in this set. And here is that Oregon State alum coming from the 2006 and 2007 championship years for the Beavers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 76 overall second baseman Darwin Barney. Peak card from the Chicago Cubs. 67 BABIP, 23 power, 81 avoid K, 69 contact, 60 gap power, and 71 on the eye. He can play second. He's eligible to learn third base and shortstop as well. Very solid against lefties, kind of decent against righties a little bit as well. 32 speed, 69 stealing, 51 on the base running. Defensively, he's pretty darn good at second base. 88 range, 86 error, 58 arm, and 86 on the turn double play. Now, I know we have a couple of Cubs cards here in the first couple of cards. This is not going to be strictly a Chicago Cubs set. That's just how this kind of shook out. But Darwin Barney, he put together a very solid Cardinals career. Well, not Cardinals career, but college career. I don't know why I'm saying the Cardinals. I must be thinking of the NL Central for a little bit there. He had a fantastic college career over at Oregon State. 311, 396, 407 in his career from 2005 to 2007. 311, 396, 407 on the slash line, 136 RBI, even threw in 36 stolen bases here and there. Played for Oregon State in their 2006 and 2007 championship years, and he is the all-time leader for the Oregon State Beavers in hits and at bats. That's pretty good company to keep. I mean, Darwin Barney, very good contact hitter. 246, 294, 341, however, with 31 homers and 201 RBI in 8 major league seasons. Defense, really his calling card in the major leagues, and he was very solid defender in his career. Very good statistics up at the major league level. If I could choose one particular season from Darwin Barney's career to highlight, it would be in his college career, probably his let's call it his sophomore season. Sophomore season at Oregon State in 2006, he hit .330 with a .430 on base and a .395 slugging percentage. He didn't hit a homer, but he did walk 43 times to just 19 strikeouts, which is absolutely crazy to think about. 5.86% strikeout percentage, 13.27% walk percentage. Now, the power really came in 2007 for him when he hit 5 homers with a .302 average for the Beavers. So there you go. Darwin Barney peak card from the Chicago Cubs is in. Perfect Team 24. All right, next up, I did mention someone asked whether or not we are going to be getting some college two-way players. Oh, man, we have perfect timing on that because our next card is one of those players. And we're going to go back to the mid-1990s for this next guy right here. And we go to the Florida Marlins. Well, technically late 90s here for their MLB card, but we have from the 1998 Florida Marlins 79 overall right fielder Mark Kotsay. Mark Kotsay, 71 BABIP, 69 power, 81 avoid K, 85 contact, 78 gap power, and 83 on the eye. This is a solid hitting silver card right here. Stats against righties, 72 BABIP, 70 power, 82 avoid K, 87 contact, 79 gap power, 85 on the eye. He's actually pretty decent in the outfield as well. He can play center. He can play right. 72 range, 76 error, and 82 on the arm. 70 speed, 76 stealing, 79 base running. A lot of green on this card right here. That's some good stuff right here. Mark Kotsay in college, he was fantastic. He was absolutely outstanding in the College World Series as well. He was the most outstanding player of the 1995 World Series, 1995 Golden Spikes Award winner given to the best amateur player in the country. Now, 1994 to 96, he hit .404, .481 with a .743 slugging percentage. .743 with 45 homers and 216 RBI in his 3 seasons at Cal State Fullerton. Now, he was mainly a left fielder in college, but he transitioned into center field and right field when he made it into the major leagues. His sophomore season in 1995, I mean, listen to this slash line here, folks. .422, .492, .776 slugging with 21 homers and 90 RBI. That was the first of 2 straight 20-homer seasons for Kotsay. He hit 20 of them in 1996 for Cal State Fullerton with 91 RBI, and he walked a whole lot more than he struck out. 1995, he walked 39 times to just 15 strikeouts. 1996, 50 walks to 22 strikeouts. He was a consensus All-American in 95 and 96. And, he had a very solid major league career as well in 17 MLB seasons. 276, 332, 404 with 127 career homers and 720 RBI. Now, Mark Kotsay, you know him as an outfielder, you know him as a pretty good hitter, but did you know that in college, he did a little bit of pitching as well? So we put some pitching stats on this card. 77 stuff, 85 movement, 81 homer rating, 80 pitcher BABIP, and 45 control. Look at the splits against lefties here, folks. 90 stuff, 91 movement, 85 homer rating, 93 pitcher BABIP, and 50 on the control. This is a fantastic silver card right here. Fastball slider combo, 17 stamina, 72 on the hold runners. So he's more so of a reliever type than he is a starting pitcher type for Mark Kotsay. Now, he was kind of pedestrian stat-wise when it comes to his pitching stats. 43 games, 57 and 2/3 innings pitched, 14 saves as the closer for Cal State Fullerton, and a 3.90 ERA. Now, he relieved and closed for Cal State Fullerton, and he pitched the final 5 outs for the Titans in the 1995 College World Series to give them the title. That 1995 season on the mound, he had 11 saves for Cal State Fullerton with a .31 ERA. That is a 0 at the beginning of that number. Fantastic stuff. 8.3 strikeouts per 9 in that 1995 season. He was fantastic both at the plate and on the mound, which led him to getting drafted very high in the MLB draft. So there you go. Mark Kotsay from the 1998 Florida Marlins is it. Perfect Team 24. Man, a good two-way player card right here, folks. Love it. So, you say you want some more two-way players? How about one of the better two-way players, not named Shohei Ohtani, in the past couple of decades? Ladies and gentlemen, from the 2007 Arizona Diamondbacks, we have 83 overall right-handed starter Micah Owings. Micah Owings, 73 stuff, 75 movement, 73 homer rating, 68 pitcher BABIP, 76 on the control. Now, he's a little bit better against righties than he is against lefties, but it's not by a whole lot, by a few points in each of the categories. Against righties, he has 74 stuff, 76 movement, 75 homer rating, 70 pitcher BABIP, 76 control. Against lefties, 71 stuff, 74 movement, 71 homer rating, 66 pitcher BABIP, and 75 on the control. 58 stamina and 75 on the hold runners. He's got a fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, cutter combo. He can play pitcher. He can also play some outfield as well. He can play well in the corners, maybe not much as a center fielder, but he can play in center field as well. And we'll talk about the batting stats here in a little bit, but look in the bottom left there, and you can see we got a pretty darn good preview of how he's going to hit. College stats for Micah Owings. From 2003 to 2005, he played a couple of seasons for Georgia Tech, transferred over to Tulane for his junior year. He went 30-10 in his college career with a 3.67 ERA and 8.3 strikeouts per 9. In 2005, he helped Tulane make the College World Series. He went 12-4 with a 3.26 ERA during the season, and he was pretty darn good at it. 32-33 in a 4.86 ERA in 6 Major League Baseball seasons as well. Now, You see the pitching here, all right? The pitching is fun. The pitching is fine. But wait till you see the hitting. Because the hitting, this dude can mash. 82 BABIP, 84 power, 62 avoid K, 93 contact, 75 gap power, 70 on the eye. Look at the split. It's a little bit splitty here. Let's take a look at the stuff against righties. 86 BABIP, 89 power, 66 avoid K, 100 contact, 80 gap power, 72 on the eye. Woo, Nelly. Now, defensively, 56 range, 58 error, 67 arm in the outfield, 44 speed, 46 stealing, 50 on the base running. Not much of a bunter, 30 sack bunt, 16 on the bunt for hit. Now, Micah Owings, very, very solid hitter in his college career. 326, 419, 617 with 48 homers and 169 RBI between 03 and 05. Hit 18 of those homers in the 2005 season for Tulane. Now, he did have some success at the plate in MLB. He hit 283 with a 310 on base, 502 slugging in 6 MLB seasons. He had 9 dingers. In his career. Pretty awesome stuff. Pretty fun stuff right here. So there you go. Micah Owings from the 2007 Arizona Diamondbacks is in. Perfect Team 24. All right. Now, let's talk about, some mashers in college. Let's talk about a masher in college that, for some reason or another, just couldn't quite hack it in the major leagues. There's been quite a few of those players in the history of baseball. But one of the more, obscure names that had a really good college hitting career, but only managed a cup of coffee in the big leagues. This is an interesting guy right here. I never even heard of this guy before I saw him in the list. But this comes to us from the 2005 Texas Rangers. And we bring to you 85 overall third baseman Marshall McDougal. Now, Marshall McDougal went 3 for 18 in 18 games for the 05 Texas Rangers, but his college career, spectacular. 83 BABIP, 79 power, 67 avoid K, 94 contact, 94 gap power, 71 on the eye. Now, against lefties, he's a little bit better against lefties as a right-handed batter. 89 BABIP, 86 power, 74 avoid K, 104 contact, 98 gap power, 71 on the eye. He can play second base. He can play third base. He can play a tiny bit of shortstop as well. 68 range, 69 error, 64 arm, and 74 on the turn double play. 64 speed, 72 stealing, 74 base running as well, 69 on the sack bunt, 51 on the bunt for hit. In his college career, from 1999 to 2000, this guy only had 2 years in college. 383, 467, 708 on the slugging percentage, 43 dingers, and 173 RBI. That was just in 2 seasons. He was a finalist for the Golden Spikes Award in 1999, and games like the one we have in that second line up there kind of, contributed to that. 7 for 7 with 6 home runs, 16 RBI. This guy hit 6 home runs in a single college game. My jaw absolutely dropped to the floor when I heard about this particular game. Someone in the chat here in the noon stream saying, my guys, it's called an intentional walk. I guess Maryland was just a glutton for punishment that day on May 9th, 1999. I mean, how as a manager, do you not at least intentionally walk a guy after like maybe the third home run of the game? Like after the second homer, okay, I get it. Keep pitching to him. You know, he's had a lucky few swings. Third homer? Okay, now you really need to start to intentionally walk this guy. After the fourth homer, what the heck are you doing? Intentionally walk this guy. He's killing you out there. After the fifth homer, I just said, you know what, screw it. You're doing this to yourselves. Oh, there's no way he could hit another one. I guess so. He's got to be tired. We're safe. Yeah, and apparently that game ended 26-2. So yeah, that was a thing. That was one heck of a thing. Marshall McDougal from the 05 Texas Rangers. Now, we mentioned he went 3 for 18 in 18 games for the 05 Texas Rangers. Didn't really have a whole lot of success down in the minor leagues. So, darn. All right, folks. Marshall McDougal from the 05 Texas Rangers in Perfect Team 24. All right, let's get to another college superstar that, you know, actually kind of had a decent career in the major leagues, a solid rookie season in the major leagues, but career kind of unfortunately cut short due to health issues. So, next up we have 87 overall shortstop from the 2007 San Diego Padres. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Khalil Greene. Khalil Greene, 68 BABIP, 75 power, 63 avoid K, 79 contact, 89 gap power, 66 on the eye. A little bit better against lefties than he is against righties, but it's not by a whole lot. Against lefties, he's got 71 BABIP, 77 power, 65 avoid K, 83 contact, 91 gap power, 71 on the eye. Defensively, very solid at shortstop. Not a world beater defensively, but a very solid defender. 87 range, 87 error, 85 arm, 86 on the turn double play. 67 speed, 89 stealing, 77 on the base running. Not much of a bunter, 46 sack bunt, 37 on the bunt for hit. Now Khalil Greene with Clemson had a fantastic career. From 1999 to 2002, he hit 377, 468, 625 with 52 homers and 276 RBI. But that slash line alone does not compare to his 2002 season. Look at that second line up there. That is a 470 batting average, 552 on base, 877 slugging in the 2002 season with 27 homers, 91 RBI. Holy cow. 91 RBI in the 2002 season. Mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing. He was the 2002 Golden Spikes Award winner and won the Dick Howser Trophy for being the best player in college baseball with the Clemson Tigers. So there you go. Now, Khalil Greene, you know, he had some solid years in the major leagues. He had 7 MLB seasons, hit 245, 302, 422 with 90 career homers, but some anxiety issues, unfortunately, cut short his career. But when he was playing, he was pretty darn good at the game. Khalil Green from the 2007 San Diego Padres is in. Perfect team 24. All right, folks, let's move on to our final gold card of the day before we start getting into some diamond cards. And you know, when you think about pitchers that have had great college careers, but for reasons of either injuries or other issues, just, you know, couldn't quite make it to the big leagues, especially as a high draft pick couple of times, actually. Well, maybe not high draft pick the first time he was drafted, but the second time he was drafted, very, very high up there. Ladies and gentlemen, from the 2022 Philadelphia Phillies, we have 89 overall right-handed starter, Mark Appel. Mark Appel, one of the best college pitchers coming out of the 2013 MLB draft. 73 stuff, 95 movement, 91 homer rating, 76 PBABIP, and 93 on the control. A lot better against righties than he is against lefties. 77 stuff, 99 movement, 96 homer rating, 80 pitcher BABIP, 94 on control. 87 stamina, 63 on the hold runners, fastball slider splitter combo, 92, 94 on the velocity. Now, Mark Appel's college career was pretty darn good, and he was a very hyped prospect coming into the draft. Coming into the draft, drafted by the Houston Astros. He was actually drafted by the Detroit Tigers out of high school, but elected to go to Stanford instead. 2010 to 2013 for Mark Appel, he went 28-14 with a 2.91 ERA, 8.9 strikeouts per 9. His junior year for Stanford, the year before he got drafted, 10-2 with a 2.56 ERA for the Stanford Cardinal. Won National Pitcher of the Year award in 2012 as well. Now that 2012 season, pretty darn good as well. 2012 season, that junior year of his, very, very good. Now, Mark Appel had a very interesting minor league career. It was a very, very tough for Mark Appel. He actually retired after the 2017 season and then came back in 2021 with the Phillies organization, made his way back up, and he finally made it to the big leagues last season, pitching 6 games, 10 1/3 innings pitched as a reliever, and a 1.74 ERA for the Phillies that year. You know, it was an inspirational kind of year for Mark Appel, making it to the big leagues last year. So that was fun. It was kind of heartwarming to see Mark Appel finally make it to the big leagues. Because, you know, Mark Appel, you know, I remember him being a very good prospect back in the base game for OOTP, 15 or 14, probably back in OOTP 15, like Mark Appel, you know, very solid rated prospect coming into it. I would try my best to draft him. Oh, man. Yeah, he was almost a World Series champion, too. He almost got a championship ring with the Phillies last year. So there you go. Mark Appel from the 2022 Philadelphia Phillies is it. Perfect team 24. All right, folks. Let's get into some diamond cards. Let's get into some diamond cards, folks. And oh boy, we got one. We got a guy that could hit some dingers. And you know what? This guy has a name that I think some of y'all already know and love. Ladies and gentlemen, from the 2021 Arizona Diamondbacks, a Clemson standout from 2016 to 2018, 90 overall, Seth Beer. Drink up, we've got Seth Beer up in here. 85 BABIP, 105 power, 45 avoid K, 95 contact, 104 gap power, and 99 on the eye. Look at the splits against righties. An OOTP 21 legend. Yes, indeed. 87 BABIP against righties. 111 power, 45 avoid K, 98 contact, 107 gap, and 102 on the eye. Whew, buddy. This guy is an absolute masher. He's not going to play defense. 26 range, 31 error, 37 arm, 30 on the turn double play. Yeah, he's not a great defender over at first. But do you want to know the horrifying truth, or do you want to see him hit some dingers? Because that's what he's going to give you here. And he hit some dingers in college. 322, 489, 648 slash line with 56 homers in his college career from 2016 to 2018 for the Clemson Tigers, 177 RBI. He was the first freshman to win the Dick Hauser Trophy with his 2016 season. And this 2016 season, this 2016 season, I really need to highlight this season. This guy hit 370 with a 535 on base, 700 slugging percentage, 18 homers, 70 RBI, a 1235 OPS as a freshman. And he followed that up with some really good seasons with the Tigers the next couple of years. He hit 298 with 16 homers, 53 RBI in his sophomore year. But then his junior year, the year before he got drafted, he hit 301, 456, 642 with 22 homers and 54 RBI his junior year. Now, that success hasn't exactly translated to the big leagues yet. I believe he's still in the minor leagues at this point, but he did have a couple of cups of coffee with the Diamondbacks the last couple of years. He has hit 208, 294, 292 with a couple of homers and 12 RBI in his two MLB cups of coffee so far. Not yet, but you know what? I would love to see Seth Beer do well. Because I would have drafted this guy back when he was in like out of the park 18 or so, when he was a draftable prospect. And Seth Beer did hit a walk-off homer on opening day. That is true. So there you go. Seth Beer from the 2021 Arizona Diamondbacks is in Perfect Team 24. All right, folks, back to the pitcher's mound for our next card. And we've had one reliever already, technically a reliever, with Mark Kotsay being a two-way guy. But when you talk about college closers, when you talk about college relievers, there is just there may be a handful of guys that you talk about being the best. But this guy has to have been the best college closer of all time. He holds the record in the College World Series for saves in a career. Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the 2009 Colorado Rockies for 90 overall closer, Houston Street. Houston Street, 94 stuff, 97 movement, 90 homer rating, 89 pitcher BABIP, 83 on the control. Now against righties. Oh, he is good against righties. 102 stuff, 97 movement, 90 homer rating, 97 pitching BABIP, and 84 control. 24 stamina, 58 on the hold runners. He's got a slider. He's got a changeup. He's got a sinker combination. 92 to 94 on the velocity. Neutral ground ball to fly ball tendency on this guy. College career for Houston Street, before he gave up the walk-off homer to Maglio Ordonez in the 2006 American League Championship Series, was absolutely dominant. 105 games out of the bullpen for the Texas Longhorns, 41 career saves, a 1.31 ERA with just a little bit under a strikeout an inning. Now he is top 20 for career saves all time in the college ranks and top 20 in terms of hits per 9 innings. He gave up just 5.46 hits per 9 innings. He won the College World Series for Texas in 2002, and like I mentioned, he holds the record for the most saves in College World Series history, which that's a pretty good accomplishment, especially when you pitch for a Texas team that was very good back in the early 2000s. Houston Street had a solid major league career as well. He translated that success in college over to the major leagues. Excuse me on that. 668 games and 680 innings pitched for Houston Street in his major league career, 324 saves with a 2.95 ERA in 13 major league seasons. He pitched for the Oakland A's. He pitched for the Padres. He pitched for the Rockies. He pitched for the Angels at the end of his career. People forget he pitched for the Angels sometimes. So there you go. Houston Street from the 2009 Colorado Rockies. Pretty cool stuff right here. He is in Perfect Team 24. All right, next up, folks. If you like outfield defense, if you like some outfield defense, this guy is the guy for you. Not going to hit too well, but he is going to track down some balls in the outfield. Ladies and gentlemen, 93 overall peak card from the Boston Red Sox. We have Jackie Bradley Jr. Jackie Bradley Jr., this is probably going to be the highlight of this guy's season right here. 80 BABIP, 60 power, 53 avoid K, 79 contact, 81 gap, 87 I. But you're not getting this guy for the bat. No. You are getting this guy for those defensive ratings on the left side of your screen. That is 99 range, 95 error, and 98 on the outfield arm. He can play center field, he can play some right field, and he can play them spectacularly well. Speed, stealing, and base running, kind of on the mid-range there. 48 speed, 69 stealing, 79 base running, 47 sack bunt, and 40 on the bunt for hit. Now, Jackie Bradley Jr. in college was pretty decent, actually, at the plate. 331, 425, 530 with the South Carolina Gamecocks. 30 homers and 133 RBI in his college career between 2009 and 2011. Now, his 2010 season was arguably his best career season. 368, 13 homers, 60 RBI, and a 41-37 walk-to-strikeout ratio in the 2010 season. And he was named the most outstanding player of the 2010 College World Series with South Carolina. Now, he had some years in the major leagues. He's had 11 seasons in the major leagues, even though this one probably going to be cut short a little bit unless, someone wants to pick him up. I hear that, there's a lot of teams that need some outfield help, maybe with some defense, but, we'll see. In 11 MLB seasons, Jackie Bradley Jr. has been a fantastic defensive outfielder, but he just hasn't quite found the swing at the plate. 225, 303, 381 on the slash line, 109 homers, 449 RBI in those 11 major league seasons. So Jackie Bradley Jr., very solid defender. Honestly, this guy could be, a very good backup outfielder for some high-level teams potentially, especially, since defensive replacements, pretty good stuff. But yeah, he went 10 for 29 at the plate in the 2010 College World Series for South Carolina, which actually won the College World Series over UCLA 2-0 that year. So this guy, College World Series champion, right here. Pretty cool stuff. So there you go. Jackie Bradley Jr. peak card from the Boston Red Sox is in. Perfect Team 23. All right, folks. Let's go to the late 1980s. Let's go to the late 1980s for our next card. Now, this guy made the college... Oh, Perfect Team 24. Why did I say 23? I meant to say 24. Don't know why I said 23. I guess it's just habit, I guess. But I've been trying to get better. This guy right here made the College World Series twice in his career, which is pretty fantastic. And this guy, a hyped pitching prospect coming out of college. Like, this guy, probably going to be the next big thing. He also, led a U.S. Olympic team to a gold medal. He played some summer ball, and he was a number 1 overall pick as well, the only one from his school to have ever done so. Ladies and gentlemen, from the 1993 Baltimore Orioles, we have right-handed starter Ben McDonald, 93 overall. 89 stuff, 96 movement, 89 homer rating, 89 pitcher BABIP, and 75 control. This guy is not bad at all. Definitely has some interesting splits. A little more stuff against lefties as a right-handed starter, and a little bit more pitcher BABIP against lefties as a right-handed starter. Now, as far as versus righties go, he has 88 stuff, 98 movement, 91 homer rating, 88 pitcher BABIP, 77 on the control. Against lefties, he's got 90 stuff, 94 movement, 87 homer rating, 90 pitcher BABIP, and 74 control. 89 stamina and 65 on the hold runners. Fastball, curveball, changeup, splitter combo for Ben McDonald. Now, he was a stud in college from 1987 to 1989 for the LSU Tigers. 29-14 in his career with a 3.24 ERA and 10.9 strikeouts per 9. He was the 1989 Golden Spikes winner with a very, very solid year on the mound. 14-4 with a 3.49 ERA. Made the College World Series twice with the Tigers. And he was the number 1 overall pick by the Baltimore Orioles in the 1989 MLB draft. He is the only LSU Tiger to this day that has been drafted number 1. Alex Bregman came close in 2015 when he was selected number 2. Now, he had been earlier chosen by the Atlanta Braves in the 27th round of the 86 draft, but decided to go to college at that time instead of signing. And he made his major league debut actually that September in 1989 with the Baltimore Orioles. So he was the second member of his draft class to reach the majors, coming up 3 days after John Olerud did. So just missed out on being the first player from the 89 draft class by that much. By that much. So there you go. Ben McDonald. You know, he had some solid years in the majors as well. 78-70 record, a 3.91 career ERA with 894 career strikeouts in 9 MLB seasons. And he was member of the College Baseball Hall of Fame, inducted in 2008. So there you go. Ben McDonald from the 1993 Baltimore Orioles is in Perfect Team 24. Alrighty. Next up, oh man, you know, I was hopeful for this guy, for this next player, when he made the opening day roster back in, oh gosh, when was it? Was it 2009? No, it's 2011. You know, I actually had this next guy, on my fantasy team, thinking, you know, this guy is gonna be the next big thing. This was back when I was playing some fantasy baseball, back in like 2011 or so. I have never been good at fantasy baseball, like, at all. And, you know, this might be a reason why. But, ladies and gentlemen, this next card comes to us from the 2012 Seattle Mariners, and we have 95 overall, second baseman, Dustin Ackley. Dustin Ackley, 92 BABIP, 73 power, 75 avoid K, 101 contact, 71 gap, and 89 on the eye. He is very, very good against righties here. Look at the splits against righties here. 94 BABIP, 78 power, 76 avoid K, 106 contact, 74 gap, and 89 on the eye. He can play first. He can play second. He can play center. He can play he can play some left field. He can play a little bit of center field right here. Now, defensively, it's not bad, but it's not great either. 67 range, 83 errors, 69 on the arm, and 72 on the turn double play. And boy, oh boy, 63 speed, 75 stealing, 64 on the base running. But oh man, Dustin Ackley in college. What more can you say about Dustin Ackley's college career? From 2007 to 2009 for the University of North Carolina, this guy never hit below 400 in a college season. That is in 3 years. This guy never hit below 400 in college, which just absolutely blew my mind when I saw the stats on this guy. 412, 489, 648 with 39 career homers and 198 RBI between 2007 and 2009 in his college career. Holy crap. I had to pick my jaw up off the floor when I saw that slash line. That's pretty darn good. Now, he made the College World Series all 3 years with the Tar Heels. He was named an All-American in 2008. Now, I need to look at that 2008 slash line here. This 2008 slash line for North Carolina. He hit 417, 503, 597, so a little bit on the low side. 7 homers and 51 RBI. But honestly, his junior year with the Tar Heels was arguably his best year. Because this guy hit 417, 517, 763 on the slugging percentage. 22 homers and 73 RBI, playing both second base and center field for the Tar Heels. It's pretty darn good stuff right here. Now, in his MLB career, it didn't quite pan out, unfortunately. You know, he came up with that class of like Jesus Montero, Justin Smoke, Dustin Ackley. These are supposed to be the guys They were going to lead the Mariners to the promised land, and it didn't happen. Just didn't pan out for Dustin Ackley. 241, 304, 367 on his career slash line. Did hit 46 homers and 216 RBI in his 6 MLB seasons. So there you go. Dustin Ackley, he also has some defensive ratings in the outfield as well. 63 range, 63 error, and 70 on the outfield arm. So there you go. Dustin Ackley from the 2012 Seattle Mariners is in Perfect Team 24. All right, let's go to our next card. And when you talk about modern two-way players, this guy, when you talk about modern two-way players not named Shohei Ohtani, this guy right here was going to be the best two-way player in baseball before Shohei Ohtani came along to the major leagues. But it just kind of hasn't panned out yet, unfortunately. But this guy was a stud coming out of college. Ladies and gentlemen, from the 2019 Tampa Bay Rays, 99 overall, left-handed starter, Brendan McKay. Brendan McKay, 88 stuff, 97 movement, 92 homer rating, 82 pitcher BABIP, and 69 control. A little bit better against righties than he is against lefties. 89 stuff, 99 movement, 93 homer rating, 83 pitcher BABIP, and 69 on the control. Now, he's kind of serviceable against lefties too a little bit, but 85 stuff, 92 movement, 87 homer rating, 80 pitcher BABIP, and 68 control. 56 stamina, 63 hold runners, fastball, curveball, cutter combo as well. He can play pitcher. He can also play a little bit of first base, which he did a little bit in the minor leagues and in his college time with the Louisville Cardinals. In his college career from 2015 to 17 with Louisville, he went 32-10 with a 2.23 ERA and 11 strikeouts per 9 on the mound. He was a two-way player all 3 seasons with Louisville. We'll get to his batting stats here in a little bit. But he won the Golden Spikes Award and the Dick Howser Trophy in 2017. But on the pitcher's mound, it took until 2019 for him to make it, and he went 2-4 with a 5.14 ERA. I believe he is still in the minor leagues at this point. But Brendan McKay, he was supposed to be the next big two-way guy. Just quite hasn't panned out. So Brendan McKay, we have his pitching stats right here. He can also hit a tiny bit as well. 73 BABIP, 65 power, 71 avoid K, 81 contact, 74 gap, and 85 eye. A little bit better against righties than he is against lefties. 74 BABIP, 66 power, 72 avoid K, 83 contact, 74 gap, and 86 on the eye. Bit of a line drive guy, not the best defender at first base. 49 speed, 51 stealing, 61 on the base running. But his college career at the plate, 328, 430, 536 on the slash line, 28 homers, 132 RBI. Now, McKay, there's actually an award out there called the John Olerud Two-Way Player Award. He won that 3 times, all 3 years in college. 18 of his career 28 homers came in his junior year with 57 RBI. Solid year both on the mound and at the plate in that 2017 year. 2 for 10 though with 1 homer in 7 games for those 2019 Tampa Bay Rays. At least he has a homer in the big leagues. That's pretty darn good if you ask me. So there you go. Brendan McKay from the 2019 Tampa Bay Rays. Hyped prospect coming into the minor leagues. I remember his future legend card from a few years back in Perfect Team, and boy oh boy, he was a solid future legend card a few years ago. But yeah, just hasn't quite panned out for him yet. So there you go. Brendan McKay from the 2019 Tampa Bay Rays in Perfect Team 24. Now, I made the executive decision because, we usually go in order of overall here. But I figured before we get to the 100 overall card of the set, we would go back a couple of points in overall. Because this guy right here had probably one of, if not the best, power hitting career in college baseball history. And his ratings, oh boy. Oh, this guy. He has some insane ratings here, folks. One of the most prolific, if not the most prolific, home run hitter in college baseball history. Left fielder from the Philadelphia Phillies. 97 overall. From 1993, it is Pete Incaviglia. 99 BABIP, 105 power, 45 avoid K, 104 contact, 99 gap power, and 100 on the eye. Folks. I was giggling like a school kid when I was looking at this guy's stats. I mean, look at the splits against lefties here, because this is insane. 101 BABIP, 123 power, 48 avoid K, 113 contact, 106 gap power, and 104 on the eye. Now, this guy honestly is a designated hitter, unless you really want to put him in the outfield. All right, 50 range, 50 error, 67 arm. He can play both left and right field, 32 speed, 39 stealing, 54 base running. But my God. Oh my God. This college career. Oh my God. 398, 525, 915 on the slash line with 100 career home runs. That is the all-time leader in career homers in NCAA history. 100 homers and 324 RBI. Folks, we need to talk about his 1985 season before we go any further. All right. The 1985 season, 464, 594, 1140 on the slash line. Folks, that 1140 is not an OPS number. That is his slugging percentage from 1985. He hit 48 home runs in the 1985 season for Oklahoma State. Like, how? Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe 48 homers. How many games did he play? Pete Incaviglia. Okay. Pete Incaviglia. Those 48 homers in 1985 came in 75 games with 143 RBI. Like, I don't know what else to say about this guy. He hit dingers. And he hit dingers well in college. And he's going to hit dingers for your team. Holy cow. Now, in the big leagues, you know, he hit quite a few dingers as well in the big leagues. 246, 310, 448 with 206 homers, 655 RBI, and 12 MLB seasons between the Rangers, the Phillies. He also played a little bit overseas as well. He played for the Tigers for a few games, Astros for a few games. But yeah, this guy, pretty darn good. Pete Incaviglia from the 1993 Philadelphia Phillies is in Perfect Team 24. All right, one more card to go for today's set. Oh man. If you want to talk about crazy slash lines, you know, 48 homers, you know, that's probably the craziest home run numbers that we have seen throughout this entire set. But this guy, probably one of the best contact hitters, with a little bit of pop as well, in college history. Or at least in my personal opinion. This guy has a career 471 batting average. Career. In his college years. Now, I've already seen the preview of the slide. He did not play from 1916 to 1938. That was left over from last week's set. My bad. This guy played college from, let's say, he played college from 2001 to 2003. Career 471 batting average. And that man comes to us from the Milwaukee Brewers. It is peak second baseman, 100 overall, Ricky Weeks. Ricky Weeks, 93 BABIP, 64 power, 82 avoid K, 102 contact, 100 gap power, 100 on the eye. Very good against left-handed pitching. 96 BABIP, 66 power, 84 avoid K, 105 contact, 101 gap power, 107 on the eye. 83 speed, 107 stealing, and 95 base running as well. 82 range, 78 error, 80 arm, and 87 turn double play on the infield. And then in the outfield, you know, he can play a little bit of left field as well. 49 range, 52 error, 58 on the outfield arm. Ricky Weeks' college career. From 2001 to 2003, he hit 471, 563, 943 with 50 home runs and 233 RBI. In his junior year alone, look at the slash line, folks, ye mighty and despair. That is a 500 batting average. That is a 500 batting average. 619 on base, 987 slugging with 16 homers and 67 RBI. Holy moly. He was the 2003 Golden Spikes Award winner with Southern University. Now, in 14 MLB seasons, you know, he wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. 246, 344, 420 on the slash line, 161 career homers, 474 RBI in, get this, 14 MLB seasons. I believe he finished, what, 6th in Rookie of the Year in 2003? or at least 2005. He actually got a cup of coffee in 2003 with the Brewers. 7 games, 14 plate appearances. Hit just 167, 2 for 12, but still. Didn't really break out until 2005 when he had the 239 average, finished 6th in Rookie of the Year. Honestly, his best Major League season was probably 2010. 269, 29 homers, 83 RBI. Pretty darn good year. And that was a pretty darn good college career for Ricky Weeks as well. From 2003 to 2017. Yeah, he played that long. So there you go. Ricky Weeks, 100 overall from the Milwaukee Brewers, is in Perfect Team 24. All right, man, some fun cards here on the slide here. You know, we had great players from Diamond and up. We have Houston Street, Ben McDonald, Jackie Bradley Jr., Seth Beer, Dustin Ackley, Pete Incaviglia, Brendan McKay, and finally Ricky Weeks Jr. Now, you just saw 15 of the 25 cards that we have in the set today. Here are the other 10 that are in this set. We have 80, that shouldn't say 88. That should be a 70. Well, hang on. Hope it is 88. It is 88 overall. Okay, so we're going top down. All right, 88 overall, starting pitcher Luke Hochevar from the 2008 Kansas City Royals. We have 84 overall, AJ Reed from 2016 Houston. 80 overall, Adam Plutko from the 2019 Cleveland team. 79 overall, Marco Gonzalez from the 2020 Seattle Mariners. Ryan Garco from 07 Cleveland is in this set as well. 78 overall, relief pitcher Brooks Keichnick from 2003 Milwaukee. This was the last guy on the cutting room floor for showing off on the stream, but this guy is a two-way player, and he is good at hitting. 75 overall, Alex Wimmers. We got Chad Mottola, we got Carson Fulmer, and we have Thomas Eshelman as well. No new missions today, just the brand new cards in packs today. So there you go. Some fun cards here in the Baseball Reference Series 1 set. Have fun finding these in packs today. Alrighty. Before we sign off for today, let's talk about our weekly leaderboard champions. That's right. Week 10 and the first week of PTCS period number 3. Week 1 in the PTCS 3 period from June 5th to 2011. From June 5th through June 11th, we have M. the Bow winning in Daily Iron last week with 126 points. A 3-week streak for the Madison Mashers right now. Mandy T and the Madison Moundsmen winning the Daily Bronze leaderboard last week with 155 points. Daily Silver was won by A. Progler and the Ninja Black Sox last week with 88 points. Daily Gold winner is PDB 17 and the Space Moose with 130 points. Daily Diamond leaderboard champion last week for the 10th week in a row. Jeff LTN and the Value City Viffers with 144 points. I, for one, welcome our Diamond Daily Overlord. Daily Open was won by KJ22 and the Kaunas Lituanica Green with 107 points. Daily Wildcard, Draglefred and the Seattle Aftershocks were your leaderboard champions last week with 161 points. Weekly tournaments, Curly Karkovas and the Miami Jaws were the leaderboard champions with 116 points. Perfect Draft Daily was won by C. Steinhardt and the baseball team with 125 points. And the PD Weekly won by Clark VII and the Dallas Skyline Sluggers with 78 points. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of This Week in Perfect Team, episode number 207. We thank you for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow night for the Perfect Team Friday Showdown, folks. Have a great rest of your Thursday and have a great weekend. This has been Rob Tomlinson, DishNet34, signing out. Have a great day, everybody.